Hi everyone, I'm Mike. I'm going to walk through how to install these Slack notifications for Jira comments in your Slack and Jira environment. So this blog post walks through this app that I made that'll essentially send you a direct message in Slack whenever someone mentions you in a Jira comment, which is a pretty useful tool for our team, and I figure it could help other teams out as well. So we've wrote some steps in this GitHub repo that's linked in this blog post for other folks to install this in their Slack and Jira instances. So today I'm just going to follow these steps because I'm a visual learner. I feel like this will help other people, especially since these steps aren't trivial. So hopefully this helps people out. So we're just going to dive right in. Before we start, you'll need three things. You'll need a Heroku account, you'll need admin access to your Slack instance, and admin access to your Jira instance. These steps won't work without admin access. Also, for those who aren't familiar with Heroku, it's just a service that lets you run servers in the cloud, almost like AWS or Google Cloud Platform or Microsoft Azure, if you've heard of those. Heroku is just, I guess, a competitor of those, but it has a free account tier, so this will be free to set up. So let's just dive in. So step one, we need to set up a Slack application. So I'm going to go and create a new app. I'm going to call it test Jira comments for video. I'm going to install it in my test instance, but you could probably just install it in whatever instance you want to install your Slack app in. Now what? Now we need to go to the bot users in the featured section and add a bot user. I'm going to call it, Jira comment test for video. And test Jira comments too. And then I'm always going to show my bot as online. That's optional, but I think users just appreciate that more. It gives the impression that the bot's always on. Okay, now what? Now we go to OAuth and permissions in the featured section and install app to workspace. So OAuth and permissions, install app to workspace. I will authorize that. And now my Jira instance has this bot installed. Now I'm pretty sure I need to make note of these two things. So take note of the OAuth access token and bot user token because we'll need it later. Okay, so yeah, open up your favorite text editor. Let's see here. I like Sublime. Copy this. It's the OAuth access token. And then this one for the bot user token. Okay, so we have a note of those things. Now, this is not a trivial thing to do, but now we need to create a public and private RSA key pair for our Jira application. So to create the key pair, you need to open up your terminal and type this. So let me open up my terminal. And let me just to my root directory here. All right, so I'm just going to type these things. Just clear this so that you don't see this. And let me just use no transparency so it's easier for you to see. Oops. So I'm just copying and pasting what I have in that step. Boom, done. Okay, so let's see. To extract the public key, type the following command into your terminal. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay, open up that file in your favorite text editor. So where I did this from, this is just my home directory. So if I open up my home directory here, I should have a public and private key pair. So I'm going to open up this in Sublime. Where'd you go? Over here. And I'm going to open up the private key in Sublime too. Okay. Now go to this URL and paste the contents of the private key and click encode. So I'm going to go to that. I'm going to open up the private key file, copy everything, paste it up here, and then base64 encode it. Boom. Copy that, right? Take note of that encoded string because we're going to need it. Okay, so let me go to my file, base 64 encoded. RSA private key. And you could just label it whatever. Oof, God. You can just label it whatever you want. You don't need that. I'm just trying to keep track of all this stuff. We're not going to need those labels. Okay, now we need to set up an app on Heroku. So if you don't have an account already, make sure you sign up. It's free. And then we're going to click this button here, and it'll take care of some of the configuration for us. So I'm going to click it. Okay. I'm just going to call this Slack DM for Jira comments test. Slack DM for Jira comment test. There we go. Okay, so this first, now I have to fill out some of these config vars. So actually, let me just get my steps up again because my steps went away when I clicked that button. All right, so the app URL is the URL of my application on Heroku, so whatever I named it, / that. So I named it this, but make sure you add that trailing slash too. It's important. Okay. The base URL for your Jira instance. So what's ours? Pretty sure I know it off the top of my head, but you just get this from like going to your Jira instance, whatever your Jira URL is. That's mine. Don't put a trailing slash here, so you put the trailing slash there, but don't put that here. Now my Slack bot token, so I have that stored here. My bot user token, copy that. Now my OAuth token, which is this one, paste that. My RSA private key, the base64 encoded string, so this whole mamma jamma, paste that. Now click deploy app. Now it's deploying some code, basically the app that's going to send DMs to Slack when you're mentioned in a Jira comment. It's deploying an instance of that for your own team. And it's using these variables, because these are going to be unique to your team. Let's see. So deployed that. Now we need to set up a Jira application link. So basically, what we're going to be doing here is allowing this Heroku app to talk to our Jira instance. So you need to go to this link, but replace your Jira subdomain with whatever your Jira subdomain is. So mine is this. And this link here is going to be the URL of your Heroku app. So mine is this. And click create new link. Now you might get a little issue with that, but that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Click continue. All right, so a few things we have to fill out again. Application name, whatever you want. Yeah, so I'm just going to call it Jira comments for Slack test video. I think we just leave it as generic application, whatever you like for the server provided name. I don't know if any of this stuff's really necessary. This is probably necessary. It's a hard-coded thing for the app. Shared secret. We need the base64 encoded private key from step 2. So this whole thing. Okay. Wait, that goes to the shared secret. Okay. Let's see. Request token URL, access token URL, and all that other stuff is this. So I'm going to copy that. But my URL is this, and on the end of it is /auth /Atlassian all auth. So just go to the end of that. Make sure there's not two. All right. So mine looks like this. That's what mine looks like. Your Heroku URL /auth/Atlassian-OAuth. And it's going to be for all of these things. My service provider name, yeah, I'm just going to say Slack, Mike's app for testing. Now, do I want to check that box or not? No. Okay, creating this, caught an exception, OAuth consumer service, Not really sure what that means. Oh, did it work? If it errors out, does it just still work? Yeah. All right. So if you get that error, just like I did, it should be okay. Okay. Now click the edit button next to your newly created application link in the list, which is this little pen icon thing. We're going to need to do an incoming authentication section. So incoming authentication, and now we need to fill out some more stuff. So consumer key, copy and paste this. Consumer name, whatever you'd like. I'm just going to say Jira comment bot for video. Test for video. You can fill out a description if you'd like. Public key. So we need the public key. This whole thing from step 2. Copy that. Put that there. What else do we need? The consumer callback URL. Okay. So we need this. But my Heroku app name was this. Okay. Save that. That's all done. That's good. Close that. Now, another step. We're almost there. Set up a Jira webhook for comments. Okay, so go to your Jira URL. Just copy and paste that, but then replace this with your domain. Need to create a new webhook. So you click this button up there. I'm pretty sure that says it in the steps, right? Click Create Webhook. Now you can name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to say test video. This URL, let's see, what does that need to be? Oh, status is enabled. So yeah, it's by default. URL, this whole thing, but again, replace your Heroku app name in the URL. Mine was this. Okay, and now as far as what sort of webhooks we want just want comments that are created to trigger this event. So comments created, and you could even specify like some JQL here to only get certain types of type of triggers. So like if you only wanted comments from a specific project to send you a Slack DM, you could type that here. But for now, any comment that gets made in Jira is going to send a trigger to our app, regardless of what projects it's in. Okay, now scroll down and click Create. Okay. Next, add features to our Slack app. So go back to the Slack application that we created in step 1 and go to Interactive Components. We want to turn on interactivity. And enter this into the request URL field and click Save. So again, that is going to be this right here. Okay, and go to, and click Save. Save. Good. Now, event subscriptions, go to request URL field and enter that this thing right here. So event subscriptions. turn that on. And this. Yep, Slack tries to check as soon as you enter something that this endpoint is okay. So it just pinged that endpoint. It says it's okay. So then what we're going to do here, subscribe to the message.im event in the subscribe to workspace events section. Workspace events, message.im. Okay. And then we're just going to save this. So now that I changed something, I need to reinstall the app. Let's see, did we say to do that? No, but we need to. So we need to reinstall this app with the new permissions. Done. Okay, now we should be in a place where we can actually get DMs for Slack mentions. So let's see. Let me open up my Slack instance. Let me go to my Jira comment for test video bot that I made, and I'm going to type the word sign up to get started. Sign up. So find your bot, ask it to sign up. It gives you a link. It says sign up by clicking here. I click that. Okay. Now, I'm glad this is actually happening because me and another guy who are working on this bot are experiencing this bug where sometimes the sign-up process hangs. So here's what you should do if you run into this. You can just feel free to close this tab. That's totally fine. If you go to your Heroku app, you can say like manage app. But if you go to like your dashboard, you find your app. It takes you to this overview tab, and it shows you like this database here, MongoDB, this database that holds all the user information. What you're going to want to do is look at your users, and I just tried signing up, but it kind of failed on me. So just go ahead and delete that user. Try clicking that link again, and then it seems to work. We're working on this bug. We'll fix it. Essentially, now you have to auth with Jira. So I'm going to do that. Now I just got a Slack message, and I got this message here confirming that I signed up. So it says, nice work, you're all set. So now Jira comments will come here. So now let me just go to, say, like any project. Test project. I'm going to give a little comment to myself. Hey Mike, hey, this should work. Add a comment. Now, let's see. He just sent me a DM. Mike Solomon mentioned you a comment. This ticket, hey, this should work. Look at that. I could also respond from Slack too, which is a cool little nifty feature of this app. So say I'm just in my workday, this Jira bot gives me a message saying that someone mentioned me. I can respond right from Slack. And then it defaults to mention the user who mentioned you so that they could get a message in Slack too if they're using the bot. And also just to alert them that you're responding. Say, hey, thanks. That does work. When you comment, so I just got the message again because I keep messaging myself. But if you go back to the Jira ticket, everything's captured here. So it's as if you logged into Jira and commented it yourself. Okay, so now we're all set up. Now this is working. Every time you get mentioned in Jira, you'll get a Slack DM. You could also respond to the Slack DM and comment in Jira. If you want others on your team to use this now, all you have to do is tell them, all right, well, go ahead and message, this bot, the word sign up, one word, sign up. If they type something else in, it's going to say, hey, I can't really do anything right now, say settings or say sign up. So that should help them. But yeah, that should be it. We're working on that bug with the sign up thing, so apologies if you run into that. And if someone else on your team runs into that, just follow those steps I just mentioned. to get around that issue for now. But I hope that this video was useful. I hope that it helps people install this bot. It seems to really help out with our productivity. So good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to just comment on the blog post and we'll help you out. All right, thank you.